Do you think that someone around you being spiritual and not religious would affect the way that you think about Jesus and your religion?
Well, I mean, I'm sure somebody else being spiritual but not religious would make you like more likely to be spiritual but not religious, or like less religious.
Okay. Do you believe that it's bad to show individualism when all of your attention is on your religion and God?
I mean, no, it's not like bad to show individualism because like you're an individual, like you're your own person. So as long as your attention is on God, it's good to be an individual.
Do you agree that the church community provides a positive outlook on religion and its main goal is to unite us as one?
I mean, I'm sure its goal is to unite us as one. So I mean, I think it has a positive outlook on the community stuff.
Okay. Do you question any of the beliefs or procedures about the Catholic Church does for the community?
I mean, I'm sure it does bad things. It's just it does a lot of good too, like charity and yes.
Those things? All right.
Yeah.
Do you believe that consumerism will help guide you to your destiny?
I mean, I don't think our destiny is to buy stuff, so I don't know how like consumerism would guide you to it. So I guess not.
All right. Thank you.
That someone around you being spiritual and not religious would affect the way that you think about Jesus and your religion?
I mean, not really, because what I feel about Jesus is what I feel about him. It doesn't matter what someone else feels about him, so yeah.
Do you believe that it is bad to show individualism when all of your attention is on your religion and God?
I mean, yeah, because obviously the Lord doesn't want us to be like self-centered, so yeah, it would be wrong.
Do you agree that the church community provides a positive outlook on religion and its main goal is to unite us as one?
Definitely, yeah, because every time you go to church, I mean, they're always going to ask for a donation for somebody else or another group, so yeah.
Do you question any of the beliefs or procedures about what the Catholic Church does for the community?
No, I'm 100% secure in what they do, and I'm going to continue being that way, so yeah.
Do you believe that consumerism will help guide you to your destiny through God?
No. I mean, he teaches us that we shouldn't have to be materialistic and that we should be grateful for what we have, so no, I don't think it's right.
Thank you.
Do you think that someone around you being spiritual and not religious would affect the way that you think about Jesus and your religion?
No.
Do you believe that it's bad to show individualism when all your attention is on your religion and God?
No.
Do you agree that the church community provides a positive outlook on religion and its main goal is to unite as one?
Yes.
Do you question any of the beliefs or procedures about what the Catholic Church does for the community?
No.
Do you believe that consumerism will help guide you to your destiny through God?
No.
Okay. What I've learned is that lots of people have the same opinions about God and that people have a lot of trust in God. And I learned that it's okay to have a little individualism in your faith. Similarities and differences. A lot of things were very similar about what all our candidates said. Nothing much different. And one thing that surprised me was that one of our candidates said that the Catholic Church can do bad things within the community.
3 things that I learned from the interviews is that some people have different opinions because what they believe in is up to them, and that individualism does not help us get closer to God because we would only be paying attention to Him, and also that it doesn't matter what other people think about God as long as you know what you believe in. Some of the similarities are that people we interviewed had some of the same views on consumerism. The differences are that everyone had a different important reason why they made that choice on their opinion. And the one that surprised me the most is the one that said being a consumer helps us find our destiny and makes us become closer to God.
3 things that I learned in this project is individualism is an important thing because in religion I always thought that it's a group activity that you grow closer to other people. As in individualism, it's important that you grow a single bond with just you and God to get closer to Him. I also learned that being materialistic is bad because it does fog your view to God because you should be thankful for what God has given you, regardless of the money that you earned in your life to buy things. You should just be thankful and straight up to God. I learned that being spiritual isn't being religious. It's two different things, because you can be spiritual, pray to God, thank Him for the things you do every morning, but that's not being religious. Being religious would be going to church and listening to the teachings of what God has done, things that they've done in the past and the history of that your faith that you believe in. Being spiritual, you can pray to any God, because there are many gods in different religions. So it's whatever your God is. That's being spiritual. There are two similarities that I realized in between different responses, and one was that people were saying that having individualism is important to grow a bond closer to God, and also that the consumerism always gets in ways of things. You don't want it to fog your view to get in the way of that bond of God. Many people have different opinions on what the church provides. People can see that, the church does bad. Some people thought the church does good, only good. Some people thought both. And one thing that surprised me most is some people said that the church can do bad. And that really did surprise me, because I thought, church was always to be there to provide a shelter, to provide food, to give the teachings of God, only to do good. I don't see any bad coming out of that. That maybe in the past of, that they wrote the rules and that you couldn't do certain things, but that could have been bad. And I realized that, but right now I only see the good out of it.
From this project, I've learned that people can be spiritual but not religious, and how being around these kind of people can affect you. I've also learned about what individualism and consumerism are and how they can affect your relationship with God. And one difference from the interviews was some people thought that spiritual but not religious people could affect them, and others thought they wouldn't be affected by them and they could stick to their faith no matter who was around them. They also had some different views on individualism. Some of the people we interviewed thought that it was bad and no one should be an individualist, and others thought that it wasn't and it'd be okay. All of the responses were similar in that they thought consumerism was not good and wouldn't help you reach your destiny with God. The response that surprised me the most was that the church does some bad things, and that he may question some of the things the church does for the community is not fully secure with the church.
These two quotes relate to our project because individualism is an important aspect in our religion, and it shows us which way we should live our lives and which path we should take. And it tells us that we can have it in our lives, but we can't let it overcome everything else that we do.